Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Town Meeting TV's coverage of Town Meeting Day 2026. My name is Emily Brewer, and I will be your moderator tonight. This program is part of a series of candidate forums hosted by Town Meeting TV in advance of Election Day on March 3rd, 2026. These forums are made possible by Town Meeting TV's generous underwriting partners. We thank you very much for your support. You can find all our forums at cctv.org/TMD2026 or on our Town Meeting TV YouTube channel, where auto-generated captions are available. If you're tuning in on YouTube, please click the subscribe button to stay tuned into local democracy this election season. On tonight's program, I am joined by Eli Van Buren, who is running a write-in campaign for Ward 8 City Council in Burlington. Appreciate you being here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we have a list of prepared questions. You'll have 90 seconds to answer each question. And we also, if you're watching this live, we welcome your questions. You can call us at 802-862-3966. If you call in, we will prioritize your question. And we will screen your call just to make sure that questions aren't repeated, just in case. You'll be asked to share your name, the town you live in, and that your question is directed at all candidates, which doesn't necessarily apply here. You can also, that is not part of the script anymore. Okay, moving on. That being said, we will get started with an opening statement. So for your opening statement, could you tell us a little bit about what you love about Burlington and why you want to serve as a city councilor?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Burlington, and it's such a great place to grow up. And I mean, the reason why I am running as a write-in candidate is because I kind of noticed that I wasn't super happy with the other two guys, and then there's a weird Instagram ad, smear campaign kind of thing going on, and I was like, this is really dumb. I don't know. It's not the kind of politics that I feel represents Burlington, or that we're about, and it's a city council seat. It's not the biggest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to just stir the pot a little bit by making a silly poster that said write me in. And I was really shocked that you guys reached out to me to take me seriously, because I wasn't expecting that.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, all right. Eli, your next question here is about city finances. So as a councilor, you will be asked to vote on the city's budget. For 2 years, we have seen what the mayor calls a structural gap between revenue and expenses. What solutions to the budget gaps do you think the city needs to consider?
Well, I think first off, my understanding of the budget gap, and seemingly 7 days' understanding also, is that there's a lot of employees working for the city of Burlington that maybe should never have been hired in the first place because it was on funds that were bound to run out. And so I think just in the past, there should have been better decision making about that, or transparency with people, hiring them for a year term or per diem work or something. But that didn't happen, and now we're kind of in this budget crisis right now. Yeah, and I think people are kind of unhappy with just how are our tax dollars being spent? I'm paying so much property tax, and the city's still in $8 million in the hole. What's going on? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Great, thank you. This next question continues along the lines of finances, but it has to do with the school budget. So the Burlington School District administrators have proposed an over $140 million school budget, representing a 4.47% increase from last year's budget. Do you support this budget? Why or why not?
I guess I would support it, because I don't think they would propose it if it wasn't warranted. And I am a product of the Burlington school system. And thinking about it, in high school, there was a lot of kids like me who were grew up in the Hills section, or the South End, or New North End kids. But there was also a lot of like new Americans as well. And I think like one of the cool parts of the Burlington school system is that there's just a lot of like diversity, especially for Vermont standards, and like giving every kid like the best education possible is a good thing to happen. Yeah, and like maybe if people are like upset about like the sound of like $140 million, like maybe there could be like a review of like making sure that all that money is like going towards like giving kids the best education possible or something. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say I support it.
Great, thank you. So this next question has to do with the ballot items that voters will see on their ballot for town meeting day. So what is your position on the items that they will see on their ballot, specifically the charter change item for the formation of the Racial Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging, REIB office, and the proposal for a 0.5-cent police and fire tax to support the public safety budget?
Yeah, I think the police and fire tax I support it, sure. Yeah, because I think a lot of people like want their tax money going towards like public services. I think that's kind of why like governments still exist in the first place. And then the REIB office, I'm also in support of that because the way I see it is that it's another form of like checks and balances on the government. Especially just given that like Burlington's a pretty waspy area, like there's a lot of blind spots that like people like me or people like some of the city councilors like could have, and like having an office dedicated to kind of like being like, okay, like well, let's think about this again or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in support of it. Also, I think it's only like 4 people are in the department right now, so it's like it's a pretty small group.
All right, thank you. So this next question also has to do with the city's ballot. The City Council voted not to include the tax fairness advisory question on this March ballot. This was a question developed in a committee put together by the mayor to address who shoulders tax burdens in the city. What is your thinking on this and other advisory questions that have been prevented from moving forward to a citywide vote by the council?
Yeah, I think that's not very cool. Like I like, especially like tax fairness, like that sounds like a good thing in general. And yeah, I feel like the city council kind of stepping in to like prevent people from voting, making their voices heard, like feels weird. And like the city councilors should be not like people with their own motives or agendas, but more like vectors for the people of their ward to kind of speak through. Which I don't think that happens just in politics in general, but like that's kind of the point of having representatives. And like maybe I'm wrong, maybe like a bunch of people in like other wards or Ward 8 even were like, hey, no, like we don't want to vote on that. But like I just can't imagine that people wouldn't want to vote on that. Sure. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think that's very cool.
Okay. Moving on, this next question has to do with what are your top priorities in seeking to serve on the city council?
I mean, rent should be lower. And I think just from like growing up here and like living here for a while, becoming an adult here, I think just like what I've seen is like people from like talking to like my parents still live in Burlington, and like a lot of family friends who are like their age are like, wow, we're paying a lot of property taxes and we don't really see a whole lot of benefit, or like maybe the property taxes are increasing and the benefit of like public services is staying the same. And maybe that's like a communication error on like the city government's part. But like I think a lot of people are just feeling like, what are we paying for? And like renters are kind of shouldering that tax burden of landlords. Not like entirely, but like it's safe to say that that's the majority case. And it's like, why is Burlington rent like 30% higher than the national average? Yeah, my friend Googled that yesterday for me.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I was talking to my friend in NOLA, and she was like, yeah, an apartment the same size as my apartment would be like $1,200, and like I'm paying $1,450 right now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, wait, what was the question again?
Any other priorities that you want to address if you were to be elected city council?
Oh, yeah, we need more jobs here. Like, it's impossible to find a job. And like, I graduated UVM with like a degree that should have been valuable, but like it isn't. It's in religion, or like religious anthropology, I guess. And like, yeah, I've bounced around. Like, I worked for Parks and Rec, I worked for City Hall, in the clerk's office. Actually, I worked on a recycling truck for a little bit. I worked for UVM in HR, which was not great. Yeah, now I work for like a music travel company. But like every time I found one of these jobs, I felt like so lucky to like have gotten it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, just like talking to other people my age, it's like, oh, I don't really like the job that I'm in now, but
Yeah.
there's no other jobs.
Sure.
So that's a priority.
Great. Well, thank you. Moving on to public safety. So the governor took action this year to be involved in Burlington's policing and public safety affairs. Do you support this action or not?
I guess I do support the action, mostly because Burlington's economy, in my opinion, or perspective, I guess. I'm not an economist. But like our economy kind of like runs on tourism. Like that's like really what fuels a lot of like the commerce here. And so the governor's action was taken in order to kind of help the tourists. I will say, like, as a local, like it was a little bit jarring to like turn to the corner and like I was like, oh, there's like state troopers here. Like, is there like a huge, I don't know, drug bust happening in Phoenix Books or something? Not true, did not happen. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so like, yeah, it's good because like we need tourism, and like there's a lack of it because of like the tariffs or like Canadians boycotting America or whatever. But yeah, it was weird when it happened. Yeah.
So this next question touches on something that you just mentioned, but housing. So earlier this month, Mayor Emma Mulvaney-Stanek announced the launch of Burlington's 2026 housing strategy. The plan aims to put Burlington on a path towards creating 7,000 housing units by 2050. How do you respond to this strategy?
Yeah, I think more housing is a good thing, but I think also the housing crisis is like really multifaceted. Like there's so many different factors going into it. And I'm not an expert in this. Like I just work for a music travel company, formerly the recycling truck. But like, yeah, more housing's good, but I think we also need like maybe like colleges like UVM could build more on-campus housing to house the student population as like an option. And I think we also need to like connect like transportation-wise more to our neighboring cities like Winooski, South Burlington, et cetera. Because like if you want to like live in Burlington, it's kind of like you're confined to the city limits. But if there was like better public transport that was like easy to use and fast to get around, like I wouldn't mind living in Winooski or like South Burlington, because I could just get everywhere that I wanted to go quickly. Like, so I think there's some collaboration with like other cities that should happen, if it's not already happening.
Great, thank you. So the next question we have here has to do with tax policy. The Burlington Tax Fairness Working Group made recommendations to the City Council to shift tax burdens from homeowners to higher value properties. This recommendation was not advanced by the Charter Change Committee. How do you respond to folks who feel that taxes are too high?
Yeah, I mean, I think taxes are too high. Yeah, and I think a lot of people that I know have said, who own homes, have said like, I wouldn't mind paying what I'm paying if I felt like it was going towards like something good. But like, we don't really know what our tax dollars are really being used, and it seems like maybe they're being wasted because like the city doesn't have any money anymore. And yeah, like if I owned a home, which I think is a distant prospect, like, yeah, I would love paying taxes if I had like clean roads, like no potholes, like good public services and that kind of stuff. And I think like for the most part we kind of do, but like, I don't know, like it's the kind of thing where like if a city government kind of like messes up a little bit, like we ran out of salt this winter,
Right.
then everyone's like, well, yo, what the hell? So like, yeah, I think there's not a whole lot of room for error because like it's the city government kind of thing. So yeah, I feel you. Taxes are too high.
So this question, I'll word it a little bit differently, since it's about connecting with constituents, but you're running a writing campaign. You kind of decided to do that somewhat recently. How have you connected with constituents since then, in terms of getting to know what, gathering their input and balancing their different perspectives?
Well, I mean, I kind of like haven't.
Yeah.
Because I think what I said in my opening statement was just like I don't like the options, like, and then part of me is like, it'd be fun to see how many people vote for me.
Sure.
But I didn't really expect for it to be taken seriously in the way that I was invited here.
Yeah.
Someone I know who's pretty heavily involved in Burlington politics, like found the post on Instagram and reached out to me, and like we got coffee and chatted about like Burlington's problems and like how partisan the politics are, and it's just like kind of a repeat of like what's happening in DC, almost. I mean, that's maybe a hyperbole, but like, you know what I mean. There aren't enough like independents running. And yeah, so I am not, I guess like you wouldn't say that I'm like campaigning in earnest by like going door to door and talking to people. But yeah, I don't know, just being a Burlingtonian, you just have those interactions with people like all the time, like in the city market checkout line, people like 2 aisles over will talk to you kind of thing. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't know, if you're just open to listening to people, you can learn a lot.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to time here. I'm gonna skip 2 questions, ask you one more, and then I'll let you do a closing.
Okay.
This last question is, how will you work with the mayor to meet the needs of the city residents, visitors, and businesses?
Kind of just like how most coworkers work together, collaboratively, not bringing a whole lot of ego into it, kind of thing. Being calm and patient, but also advocating for the people of the ward. And also, I mean, kind of jumping off of that, I think working with the other city councilors and kind of like getting everybody in the city council like on board, and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I don't know, just like fostering unity. And like, I don't know, maybe I can't do that. Maybe people will be like, oh, he's too young. He's only 27. Like, what's a whippersnapper doing in City Hall? But yeah, I mean, it won't stop me from trying.
Yeah.
If elected. That's
great. So Eli, thank you so much. I want to give you 30 seconds or so to just give a quick closing statement. Anything you might want folks to know that you haven't mentioned already.
Well, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'm in 2 bands. If you want to check out Kit Bash Band, which is actually soon to break up because our drummer is going to leave the state, which is unfortunate. But my other band is Nick Tansey Band, and we play some shows at Radio Bean from time to time. Also, hi, Mom and Dad. I think they're going to watch it later, probably.
I love that.
Not live, but yeah.
Well, Eli, thank you so much for joining us, and really appreciate you taking the time to share your views for the city with us, and why you decided to run. And I want to thank folks out there for tuning in to Town Meeting TV's ongoing coverage of local candidates, budgets, and ballot items. You can find this and many more forums, although tonight is our last live forums, but you can watch on demand at cctv.org/TMD2026 to be informed before you vote. Don't forget to cast your ballot on Town Meeting Day on or before March 3rd, and then you can tune in to Town Meeting TV's results recap show that evening starting live at 7 p.m. You can contact your local clerk to find out how to obtain a ballot and to register to vote. And in Vermont, you can register to vote on Election Day. Thanks again for watching and sharing Town Meeting TV. Have a great night.